someone who likes many different subjects, and I really enjoy taking lessons from one subject and applying that to other ones, especially ones that deal with humans, human nature, science, evolution, anthropology, things we create, things we destroy, the way we interact with each other, how our body works, how nature works, aligns itself, things like that. And I like business stuff too.
Who's your favorite polymath in history?
Oh man. I don't know if I have one. I mean, I like Joe Rogan. I'd consider him a polymath. I mean, it's just, to me, a polymath is just someone who like is not niched down and likes learning tons of different things about different subjects.
Yes.
I would consider him one. So I'll go with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we've definitely gone down the route of like specialization, which has a lot of benefits, but there's a book about this that I'm forgetting the name now, but it's about if you can be a generalist, there's a lot of potential because there's like so much crossover you can do and so much like things you can put together. But in history, it was much more normal for like if you were like wealthy enough to go to school that you would learn all the different arts.
Yeah, it was just kind of the way it went. I think we went through like I don't know, actually. I was about to say that I feel like we went through like transitionary periods where people were more generalists and more specialists, but I actually don't think that's true. I think the smartest people tend to be generalists. Mm-hmm. And surely they have one field of expertise, but that expertise comes from being informed in many other fields.
Right. Yeah, I think it's Isaac Newton, I believe, was trying to, what's that thing where it's like an ancient study, but it's like the precursor to chemistry. Alchemy. He was an alchemist. He was like trying to create gold out of whatever. Yeah. At the same time as he's discovering like calculus and physics.
I actually just learned that word chemistry and alchemy come from Kemet, which was Egypt was called before it was called Egypt. Kemet was a person. I think Kemet was a person. I don't think he was like a god. I think Kemet was a leader, a pharaoh or something like that. And that's where the word chemistry comes from.
Okay.
Yeah, I just learned that. You know who Jimmy Corsetti is?
Huh.
Graham Hancock?
Yes.
Yeah, so Jimmy Corsetti is like a younger version of Graham Hancock.
Okay.
With a little bit more spunk and energy. Graham's getting, unfortunately, on the way out, I think.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get old. But yeah, I'm very into like ancient civilizations, technology, all that stuff. I think that stuff is like so interesting.
Yeah, it's cool that Graham Hancock is kind of getting his moment now though with the Netflix series and that.
Yeah.
I honestly have not looked into it that much. Like I think I've heard him on Joe Rogan maybe once or twice, but I have not looked into it myself. Yeah. Do you have like thoughts on?
Oh, I could go. I mean, this is not.
Brief people on like who he is and the synopsis of his work.
So what's crazy is I'm such a Graham Hancock fan, but I don't know. Well, that's not true. I tend to once you go into a field of like study, you realize how much you don't know about something. Mm-hmm. I tend to do that a lot to myself when I actually do know a good amount. I should give myself more credit. But I think he was a journalist, and I can't remember how he started going into this. I think he might have been studying like God or like spirituality and religion, and then he found all these like coincidences, and then he found these like ancient things, and he was like, wow, there's something here. And I think that's what it was. And so he has been writing books on this, exploring, doing his own research for the past like 3 decades on many different things. He did some on like DMT and ayahuasca and different plant medicines. I want to say that's what kind of got him into this subject that has just blown up, which is like looking at different ways, looking at different, there might be a different story of the human race like 10,000 years ago.